Hi everyone, today in this video I am going to talk about interesting facts you might ever knew. Let's go.
We live, we love, we lie. Deep in the dark, I don't need the light. There's a ghost inside.
A change in our diets may have changed the way humans speak. Various factors alter the evolution of language, and that apparently includes what we eat. A study published in Science explains that linguists at the University of Zurich believe that the rise of agriculture may have changed how we speak. By introducing softer foods into our diet, human teeth and jaws were affected in a different way than if we had solely been eating tougher foods like meat. Because of this, we possibly started using softer sounds like F and V that might not have been so prevalent otherwise. Before alarm clocks, there were alarm humans. The job of knocker-upper, yes, that's really what they were called, originated in Britain during the Industrial Revolution, when people needed to wake up and get to work, but alarm clocks were not accessible to the general population. A knocker-upper's job was to literally take a wooden stick and knock on the door to make sure you'd wake up, just 2 to 4 knocks, and then they were on their way, no sticking around. Some even used pea shooters to shoot dry peas at tenants on higher floors, in order to wake people up on top floors if stairs were not accessible. Mice in Central America can sing almost 100 notes. If you thought fictional Disney mice were the only critters that can carry a tune, then you'll be surprised to find out about the Scotonomys tagina, or Alston's singing mouse, from Central America, which are real-life musically inclined rodents. The tiny creatures communicate in sing-song conversations in which they reply to each other using around 100 audible notes. Plus, their ability to communicate with one another makes them the ideal laboratory mice for studying communicative difficulties in humans. Omphalophobia is the fear of belly buttons. When you think about the fact that they're responsible for providing us nourishment in the womb, belly buttons are pretty incredible. But not everyone is amazed by the tiny dots in the middle of our bodies. In fact, some people are downright freaked out by them. And if that's you, you now know the official term for it, omphalophobia. The McDonald's in Sedona, Arizona, is the only one in the world with turquoise arches instead of golden ones. McDonald's golden arches are just as famous as their Big Mac and chicken nuggets. And you can spot the iconic sunny-colored symbol pretty much anywhere in the world, except for one location in Sedona, Arizona. The wine restaurant switched things up with turquoise arches after government officials deemed the yellow ones to be contrasting too much with the area's scenic red rock. You can fit Rhode Island into Alaska 425 times. America's 50 states come in all shapes and sizes, which means that some are bigger than others. Actually, some are a lot bigger than others. For instance, Alaska is not only 1/5 the size of the lower 48 states and larger than Texas, California, and Montana combined, but you could also fit Rhode Island into Alaska a whopping 425 times, according to the state's official state website. Wimbledon tennis balls are all stored at perfect room temperature. All Wimbledon tennis balls are kept at 68 degrees Fahrenheit because the temperature of the tennis ball affects how it bounces, and all tennis balls must be kept as consistent as possible for competitive reasons. When the ball is warmer, gas molecules inside the ball expand, which cause it to bounce higher. When it's cooler, the molecules shrink, and the ball bounces lower. To make sure the best tennis balls are used and the temperature is kept stable, Wimbledon goes through more than 50,000 tennis balls per year. Humans once ate giant sloths. It's hard to imagine sloths as anything other than the incredibly adorable, super slow critters that we know and love today. But way back when, they were also massive, and a massive meal for humans, according to a study published in Science Advances. The study of recently found remains suggests one of the ancient animals had been butchered using human tools sometime during the Ice Age. Every day we take about 22,000 breaths. According to the Lung Foundation Australia, the average person breathes around 22,000 times each day. However, women and children have a higher breathing rate, which means that they breathe more times than men. The CIA headquarters has its own Starbucks, but baristas don't write names on the cups. Starbucks baristas are infamous for messing up customers' names when passing along orders, but that's not a problem for patrons of the Starbucks at CIA headquarters. Due to security issues, baristas hold off on adding names to cups. It wasn't always like this at the location, but an unidentified supervisor speaking to the Washington Post revealed that despite the fact that those wishing to be covert could use the alias Polly O string cheese for all they cared, it just wasn't working out. Giving any name at all was making people, the undercover agents, feel very uncomfortable. It just didn't work for this location, they said. When the FIFA World Cup trophy was stolen in 1966, it was found by a dog named Pickles. The Jules Rimet Trophy was the original prize awarded to the winners of the FIFA World Cup each year, a symbol of athletic excellence. But on March 20, 1966, while enjoying a bit of a tour, the trophy was stolen from the Methodist Central Hall in Westminster, despite the fact that 5 guards were assigned to protect it. The theft was a huge story and plenty of false leads popped up, as did an eventual ransom note. However, in the end, it was a 4-year-old mixed-breed collie named Pickles who noticed the stolen item under a hedge while out on a walk with his owner, Dave Corbett, according to the BBC. Corbett recalled, "Pickles was running around over by my neighbor's car. As I was putting the lead on, I noticed this package laying there, wrapped just in newspaper but very tightly bound with string. I tore a bit off the bottom and there was a blank shield, then there were the words Brazil, West Germany, and Uruguay printed. I tore off the other end and it was a lady holding a very shallow dish above her head. I'd seen the pictures of the World Cup in the papers and on TV, so my heart started thumping." The word sarcasm can be traced back to a word meaning to tear flesh like a dog. We've heard of biting sarcasm, and when you're hit with a rather vicious remark, it can certainly feel like it draws blood. That's why it seems fitting that the origin of the word sarcasm is rather ferocious. According to Merriam-Webster, sarcasm can be traced back to the Greek verb sarkasin, which initially meant to tear flesh like a dog. LEGO has an underground vault with every set ever made. LEGO offers seemingly endless sets of their toys based on everything from historical events to blockbuster movie franchises. But there's one place that holds every single set ever made. In 2008, Gizmodo got a peek at LEGO's Memory Lane vault, which reportedly contains 4,720 sets, some dating back to the 1950s. Sherlock Holmes author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle played as a soccer goalkeeper under a pseudonym. Anyone who loves a good mystery movie is likely to recognize the name Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and that was just as true in the author's own lifetime from 1859 to 1930. But no one would be as familiar with A.C. Smith, which is the pseudonym Doyle used while playing as a goalkeeper for the Portsmouth Association Football Club while living in Southsea, England. The most tosses of a pancake in 1 minute is 140. Australia's Brad Jolly set the Guinness World Record for the most tosses of a pancake in 2012 with 140 flips in just 1 minute. While demonstrating his super speedy technique, he explained, "It's all in the wrist." The Milky Way weighs about 1.5 trillion solar masses. We obviously can't pop our galaxy onto a scale to learn how many pounds it weighs, but by using data from NASA's Hubble Space Telescope and the European Space Agency's Gaia satellite, scientists have calculated that the Milky Way weighs around 1.5 trillion solar masses. Part of that bulk comes from the 200 billion stars in the area as well as a 4 million solar mass black hole and surrounding dark matter. Blood-curdling horror movies really can curdle your blood. Whether you're into old-school outrageously freaky films or newer spine-tingling spooky stories, you're surely aware of the fact that scary plots can make you plots. But according to a 2015 study published in the BMJ, blood-curdling horror movies can do just that, curdle your blood. The scientists found that when we watch a terrifying tale, our bodies experience an increase in blood coagulant factor 8, which is a clotting protein. Too much of the protein in our blood will clot or, in essence, curdle. The smell of fresh cut grass is a signal of distress. Scientifically, that amazing fragrance of fresh cut grass is the release of enzymes as a result of stress, similar to when humans sweat when stressed. When grass is cut, the plant signals the environment via the emission of volatile organic compounds, which are recognized as a feeding cue for parasitic wasps to come to the plant that is being eaten and lay eggs in the pest insect, says Michael Tolomayitz, Texas A&M Agri-Life research plant pathologist. J.K. Rowling invented Quidditch after a fight with her boyfriend. Inspiration can strike at the strangest times. And it's a pretty safe bet that Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling didn't expect to have one of her most famous ideas after a disagreement. But that's exactly what happened, according to the writer herself. Quidditch was invented in a small hotel in Manchester after a row with my then boyfriend. I had been pondering the things that hold a society together, cause it to congregate and signify its particular character, and knew I needed a sport. She wrote in an annotated first edition of the first book in the famous series, which contained insights into how she wrote it. Scientists study ancient fecal matter to track population change. Scientists can learn a lot from what ancient citizens leave behind, and that includes their droppings. Cahokia, an ancient city less than 10 miles outside of what we now know as St. Louis, Missouri, had a sizable population by the year 600, which peaked by 1100, making it the largest pre-Columbian settlement north of Mexico. The area has providing plenty of clues to how Cahokia residents used to live. But beyond knickknacks and any possible recorded history left behind, archaeologists at the University of California, Berkeley, are also finding information regarding the ancient population in the layers of waste found in lake sediments. So thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, comment, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.